we certainly rejoice every time we celebrate Our Lady, because she is our mother. And now that we just celebrated Mother's Day, Our Lady is our mother. And actually, I've always kind of questioned myself, why did Our Lady pick 3 children? And actually they were younger than Bernadette. I was a teenager, so to speak. And these 3 were little. Lucia was kind of like, there's the 2 of them, Lucia and Jacinta and Francisco. They were very, very, very young children. And actually, not only why she picked the children, but also she exposed the children to terrible visions of humanity, of whatever, was going to happen to the Holy Father when he was wounded, or actually other visions. But we might want to see that in the result. What happened afterwards? Well, these 3 children were very, very touched by the situation. And out of imitation of Our Lady, they decided to be merciful and to become merciful for humanity, and especially merciful for us sinners. And they started doing heroic acts to sacrifice and do penance for sinners. They would put little stones or little rocks in their feet, in their shoes, so that it would cause a little pain for them, a little inconvenience. When they got sick, they would offer all that. And actually, during the trial, when they were, as you know, they were impeded to go and see Our Lady by the authorities of Leiria there in Portugal, they were exposed to different cruel actions by that local government. The man, the mayor, or whatever he was, he told them that the others were going to be burned if they didn't tell the truth. And there was these huge oven or place of fire in the house, and they were going to be thrown into the furnace, something like that. And why did Our Lady expose those children to that? And I guess that once again we go back to the reaction of the children and how they are saints, because they were full of mercy towards those that have sometimes inflicted that pain upon them. So there would be many things to say about Our Lady. She, in my opinion, sometimes some people kind of manipulate her message. The Holy See has always been very, very careful about the secrets of Fatima that are already clarified, particularly in the terrible 20th century that we lived, particularly with that same May 13th when St. John Paul II was wounded in St. Peter's Square. But nevertheless, the history of the Church continues, and the situation in the world is also shaky. That's the condition of the world. But what are we supposed to do? And I would say to try to teach our children to tell right from wrong. The Lord is talking about the thieves and the robbers, and that He is the gate. So there is good and there is evil. And us and our children should know better and should try to follow God's law in order to become merciful, because that is the goal of the law, to change our hearts and have our hearts become merciful and loving hearts for all humanity. and try always to recognize the signs of the times, particularly with our church. So let us today pray so that we all become like those little children that are saints. Well, Lucia still waiting, but anyway, the three are united by the apparitions of Fatima, and the three fulfilled their mission. So, what was their mission? Their mission was to become victims of mercy, of love, witnesses of love in the world, to spread in the world the good news that the Lord is the shepherd that is good, a good-hearted shepherd, and that we should be careful not to follow strangers, but to follow Him.